regardless of one's theology or however you see life or relate to worshiping God, as an artist, my job is the same, and it's to tell the truth and try to connect with these characters and these people as honestly and as deeply as possible. I think I always want to walk away from any project feeling like the writer, director was pleased with what I had to offer. Considering the personal nature of this project, I think there was a need that felt a little heightened to me to get it truthful, where they could walk away and feel like I really contributed to their film and didn't screw it up, considering that, you know, I was playing someone who had an extraordinary impact on Terrell's life. And I sincerely say that when I read the script, look, I don't get to read everything because there's things that I'm just not remotely right for, you know? Ryan Gosling and I read different scripts. It's just what it is, right? But in terms of as far as the scripts that I've read in my 17 years of doing it professionally, Moonlight was the best thing that has ever come across my desk. And that character, for the time that he was on the page, really spoke to my heart. And I felt like I could hear him. I could sort of envision his presence, and I really had a real sense of who that person was, enough to start the journey. When Billy D. Williams was in Star Wars, like, that was a big deal in my house and in my family, and it was somebody who was in the story that I could kind of attach to and say, oh wow, we're present as well. But for me, that person has always been Denzel Washington, because one, he's just so damn talented, but then two, to see someone who comes from your tribe, so to speak, play at the level of all the other great ones and do it so well, and be able to articulate his voice and his talent in a way that was on par with the very best. And he looks like you too, you know what I mean? And that, like, wow, there's somebody who could be an uncle of mine. Like, those are things that play in your mind as you move forward, you know. And also, what I love about Denzel is not that he's a great black actor; he's a great actor. And I've never looked at myself as a black actor. I'm an actor who happens to be African American, but I just want an opportunity to respond to material and bring whatever I bring to it in some unique fashion. La La Land has done so well, and it's resonated with so many people, especially in this time when people need a sense of buoyancy in their life and need some hope and light. So that film has really impacted people, sort of in a very different way than Moonlight. And so when their name was read, I wasn't surprised and really happy for them. It's a group of some extraordinary people in front of the camera and behind the camera. So I was really happy for them. And then when I did see security or people coming out on stage and their moment was being disrupted in some way, I got really worried. And then when they said, you know, Moonlight was, Jordan Horwitz said, Moonlight, you guys have won, it just threw me a bit, because it threw me more than a bit, but, you know, I didn't want to go up there and take anything from somebody, you know, and it's very hard to feel joy in a moment like that, you know, but because somebody else just in front of them. So, but I feel very fortunate for all of us to have walked away with the Best Picture award. It's pretty remarkable. House of Cards is the reason I'm here, you know. I've been working to that point 12 years, very steady employment for the most part, and then was finally able to be on something that that really resonated with people in a way that, honestly, it was a real shift in the culture. House of Cards was the first binge watch show that was ever binge watched, and so to be a part of that, and that being something that feels really authentic for our culture and a real option in how we view and absorb and embrace content, that was that show. And so so that's the reason I've been able to put certain things together and even have this moment, because of the 4 years I spent on House of Cards. So as far as what's next, I think I'm gonna try it this way. I'm gonna just look for material that I'm inspired by and that I respond to, and just try to do my best work, you know, and keep it about the work, working with great directors and writers and other extraordinarily talented actors, because, you know, you want to be around people who are better than you and who can lift you up where you have to raise your game. And I want to be inspired and just improve and do work that makes me uncomfortable, that scares me, because anytime you get into the unknown, you get into that fearful space. That's when you're in new territory and you have the greatest opportunity to grow and improve as a talent, or as an actor, an artist, and as a human being. So, as it's very difficult to separate them for me, you know?